and that's hey Jones, I can't make this shit up. Seriously, I can't make this shit up.
Dude,
But
all I can
yo,
say is wow. Just wow.
I can't make this shit up. But y'all know what time it is, man. Yo, it is 8:30 on a Friday night, man. Y'all know what time it is. That means it is the dope hour. It is the dope show with your host, two-time ATL's hottest DJ, the God DJ Agony, also known as Dr. Dope. And I brought yet more friends with me because when you're dope, you're family. And so I reach out, and my boys want to come through and kick good shit tonight. We got some good subject matter tonight. Tonight's show is definitely dedicated for the gamers. So if you're a gamer, particularly FGC fighting gamer type person like we are, then yeah, tonight's the show for you. This is the one you didn't want to miss. Fellas, jump in and introduce yourself. Starting on my left.
What up, fam? I'm Jones. Everybody know me, the Cake Man. Corey's Heavenly Cakes. Check me out on Instagram and Facebook under the same name.
Cake Man in the building. Big country. What it do, man? Tell them about yourself, who you is, and what you do, man.
You know it's me. It's your boy Big Country. I've been in the fighting games theme since I was fucking 5 years old.
Right.
They got me.
Hey, yo, sometimes when you hear some controversial shit, you gotta call in the expert. You gotta call in the ringer for this one.
Yeah.
So, I had to get Country off his couch for this one, y'all.
They got me in here talking about this questionable list.
Right.
Highly questionable.
So tonight's subject matter goes into Watch Mojo, the good people down at Watch Mojo, and I probably shouldn't have said their name because, we'll deal with that one in court. Don't worry about it. I know some Jewish guys. I'll be all right. So, a popular YouTube channel, we'll call them that, put out a top 20 list of the top 20 fighting games of all time, and like I said, when you have questionable content, you got to call in the experts, and this list is very questionable. Fellas, before we dive into the list, as an overall, what y'all think about the list, man?
Well, I'm gonna start this off. All right. I was the first one to check this list out. And we all boys, we've been knowing each other for years or whatnot. We know what each other likes and don't like. So after seeing this list, I was like, yo, my boys are not gonna believe this shit. So I sent it out to everybody for them to check out. I sent it to you, sent it to Country. I don't know what they were thinking with this list. Some games cool, some games no, just no.
But this list was all over the place. It made no sense. You got party games on top of true fighting games. I was at a fighting game list when you got party games on top of true fighting games that you have to take time, man. Don't get me started. I'm ready to go.
Oh, that's what we finna do. We finna get started. And the same way, like I said, Jones sent it to me and I didn't watch it immediately. And then he hit me like, bro, did you watch the list? I'm like, you know what? It's a sense of urgency. I gotta see this. And when I watched it, I'm gonna be honest. For me to fully digest that list, I had to watch it 3 times, y'all. Dead serious. Like I watched it 3 times back to back to back. Cause I'm like, this ain't saying what I'm thinking saying. You know how they say the math ain't mathing right now?
It definitely wasn't hitting right.
So the thing about that list is it's a casual list. And what I mean by that is it's gonna resonate with a lot of casuals. It's not gonna resonate with people who actually understand fighting games. And the casual market is so big. I don't think it's fair to put a list out there like this for the casual market because they're gonna get the wrong impression of fighting games, of what's good and what's not.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Country, explain to these folks exactly the difference of a casual player and just the levels from casual players to professionals and the levels in between. Explain to them that.
How much time y'all got?
Dude, hold on. I got 2 of these that say I can stay on here as long as I want to.
Okay, where to begin?
And don't make me go get the other 2.
Okay, where to begin? So I'm gonna tell a story about this guy that we know. We all know him.
Uh-oh.
Y'all ain't shit, ain't it?
Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, I can up. Starting up. Motherfucker said, how much time y'all got? We should have knew it was something
Hey
wrong
man,
here when he asked that.
what a censor at, man? Come on.
Hey,
Hey
but you
man,
know
come
what?
on now. All right, let
When
me tell you about a story about this guy. Though it's a
Hey,
story of two
go for it.
tales. Actually, it's a story of a female gamer and a guy we know.
Mm.
So the guy we know,
oh,
you know, me and my other homeboy, y'all know him as Jay Shelly. We took
mhm.
him under our wing and we tried to teach him how to play the game properly, how to play Street Fighter properly, how to play Tekken properly. And, you know, we taught him what not to do, how to stop his bad habits. We would take him through the ropes and stuff. Come like what is it? A few weeks after we were watching him play the game and stuff. It seemed like he just forgot everything we taught him. He back to jumping all over the place, mashing buttons. While this girl, on the other hand, who actually was dedicated in fighting games and had the audacity to get better in it, she took what me and Shelly had to say and took it to heart. And she was like, you could see the improvement of it. And
Mm.
my homeboy that we know,
Who
I'm not gonna call no names.
who remain nameless. Keep going.
Yes, he will remain nameless. He's the definition of a casual to me. Someone who wants to be good at fighting games but don't want to put the effort into it. You know, they just want to instantly have the instant gratification. And
Mm.
that whole instant gratification tied into what's wrong with gaming nowadays because most games nowadays are instant gratification. You don't have
Mm.
that sense of wanting to get better. You just have the everything's at your fingertips, basically nowadays.
And you know what? Part of that though, I look at it like this though. When we just get into the casual gamer, I consider myself the casual gamer because while I do understand a lot of the tech, the advancements in gaming, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of it's past me in ability. I can understand it, but just to be the ability to be able to execute on that level that you would call top tier professional, it just ain't there like it was.
So
For me, which is
so
why I
Ray,
consider myself casual.
there was three levels. You're not a casual gamer.
I
You're
heard
in
it
that
before.
you're in that middle area of gamer.
Oh, okay. In the
That
middle.
because
Hey,
you understand what's like. So if I put let's say uh, a Capcom Pro Tour match up and have you watch it and analyze it, you will understand what's going on and what they're doing when they're
oh yeah.
moving back and forth, fighting for real estate and space. You will understand what they're doing.
Oh yeah. We
Now,
just
on
did
the
that.
other
Remember
hand,
with the punk and item fight.
yeah. Now, on the other hand, if I put that same fight in front of my homeboy,
When
he
who
will
remain
get bored
nameless.
and try to figure out. He will get bored of it. Like, why are they playing like this? But
I'm
you, on the other hand, you took the time to understand it. So you on that middle tier. You're not trying to be, you know, top tier gaming with reactions and FADCs and one frame links and all that shit.
dude, I
But
still can't FADC. I never got that shit down.
but you
FADC and run cancels. Those are not for me.
see, you know the terms. You know
I
the
don't
terms. I'll
once
tell him that I
again.
like, bruh, I, I almost said his name.
Hey, Joe, get your boy.
Hey man, I
Hold
told
up.
you to keep that sensor handy, bro.
Oh, you know what? I got a mute on it. Look, hold up. Let's see if this works. You see that, bro? He cut his mic off.
There you go.
There we go. He back.
There you go.
But he he claims to like fighting games a lot, and I know a lot of people like this. They claim to like fighting games, but they don't really like them, and that's the problem with the scene right now. It's a lot of posers in the scene, and that
Mm,
leads to a lot of fake stuff. You know,
mm, mm.
and this whole list is made by a poser.
That popular YouTube channel is gonna be mad at us tonight.
Hey, it is what it is, but I had to put them on blast street for that mess.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is bad. It was probably one of the worst popular YouTube channel lists that I've ever seen
Because
because
Yeah.
if you like fighting games, there's no way that you put that list together like that. No way.
Right. And so we keep alluding to it. And I know the people out there ain't seen the list yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it. Starting at number 20. Because and y'all go ahead and get comfortable for this one because this is a long list, and I got two brothers and myself that got plenty to say about it. So y'all get comfortable. Go ahead and get you a bill, get you a little hold on.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah, that cup did come out of somebody's restaurant. Stay out my business. I wasn't finished drinking it when I left.
Hey, it's all good. What they gonna do now?
Hmm. I want to turn it around. I don't want to find people down at the bottling company to get no free pub off me. Not on the dope show. Unless they want to be a sponsor. But
Right.
number 20 on the list is War of the Monsters. Personally, I had never heard of this game.
Honestly, I never heard of this game. I don't know who made it or what console it was on.
My LF in the building. What's happening with you, shouted? She got wine and cheeses. Hey, speaking of which, I need to get those new cheeses with the puffs in them. I need to try that shit. I fat boy moment. I know it happens.
I, I heard of War of the Monsters, and I personally played. I played every game on this list, to be honest with you. But I've heard of War of the
Or-
Monsters, and I played it. It don't belong on this list if you make it a top 20 fighting games list, a top 20, that
Top
does
20
not
now.
even make the top 50. So this Watch Mojo list is for the casuals. That's all it is. It's a
You mean the
casual list.
popular YouTube channel?
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna get flack for that, but it was
Oh man,
good.
we gonna catch all kind of hell when this video blow up. I promise you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, War of the Monsters is I mean, I don't know anything about this game enough. From what I saw, it was like, and you want to put this at a top 20. Now, you're right. We all agree that would just does not belong. Um Number 19. Now 19 was debatable. Now me and Jones kind of had a back and forth about 19. I feel like it belongs in a sense. Jones kind of saw it a little different. That's Def Jam Fight for New York. Now I don't
mm.
know if I'm being biased because I love this game. I when I say I love this game, I love this game. Like I played that game to no end. I had knee surgery that summer. I bought this game and NBA Street 2, and I played the hell out of them all summer.
Oh man, that was good times back then. But country,
Summer 2003. Where were
yeah,
y'all?
bro, country. I'm gonna let you speak on this one because it's a lot to be said about Def Jam.
While Def Jam is a solid fighting game, it got pretty good mechanics. It's stacking up to juggernauts. It has it has tech. So what I consider a fighting game, when I consider a fighting game, I go by certain credentials. I go by tech, um, balance, and is there any broken, like, how can I say, broken things that you just cannot overcome in it. Like, an example is the Naruto games.
Mm,
They have broken tech that you cannot overcome in. Like, you just cannot, no matter how good your reactions are, and how good you are, you will never overcome certain attacks in that game. They're just unavoidable.
mm.
So Def Jam has tech and all that. It has good tech, to be honest with you. It has a good reversal system. Has a good what like comeback system. It's hard for me to put that on that list like that. It definitely belongs above War of the Monsters because I just don't understand why that game is up there. But I don't know. Def Jam in the top 20. I wouldn't put it in the top 20. That's just my personal preference. I love the hell out of Def Jam Fight for New York, but I considered it a wrestling game.
And see, but here's the thing though. I consider Def Jam Vendetta the wrestling game. This one really felt like they added more mechanics to um Fight for New York versus Vendetta that kind of made it a fighting game at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the counter and the parrying system, the weapons and the in the crowd and whatnot. Certain parts like that made me feel like, okay, you know what, this is lending itself more to a fighting game than just a wrestling game.
While that is true, that is so true, but I don't think the game has a true neutral.
Oh, it
It don't
does
have a
not.
neutral game.
Oh, there is no neutral game. Now that I agree
So
with you on. And as far as the
most fighting games, they they start they chess game with the neutral, and that's what I consider fighting games are. They kind of like chess with how you move back and forth, fighting for real estate, and you don't. I don't get that out of those type of games that they put on this list.
that I have to agree with. Def Jam does not have a neutral game. There is no neutral. Because you know there's no neutral because one, there's really no footsies or projectiles.
And what most of these fighting games got in common so the top tier fighting games got in common. They got neutral projectiles. That's
At
most of the
foot
games on this list are missing that. Well,
at footsies. Like,
yeah,
yeah. I with that, I had to give you that one. Damn, strike one up for country. I knew we should have invited this nigga.
Yeah.
what you think about Def Jam, John?
Now, I love Def Jam Fight for New York. Vendetta and Fight for New York, phenomenal games. Kind of felt like it didn't belong because it's not that traditional fighter like Street Fighter, like Tekken or Mortal Kombat. And you know, for me, that traditional fighting game is that 2-on-2 fighter instead of that whole, you know, just throw a whole bunch of folks in the for a fight or whatnot. Now, I see a lot of people put it on their list as one of the best fighting games of all time. I'm like,
Whoa,
yeah, yeah. A lot of people put that on their list. I'm like, really? All right, to each his own. But you know, for it to be on this list, nah.
I know y'all tell me to stay off Reddit, but
Uh-oh.
I, I was on Reddit about this list, and people were agreeing that Def Jam should be up there, and I'm making a case for it not being up there, and people calling me crazy. Like I got a I got a reputation on Reddit in the fighting game area of Reddit as being somebody who just doesn't like anything. But it's not that I don't like anything. I just like quality games, So I'm
Yeah.
not somebody that's just gonna accept shit and just eat it. I'm a
I,
question. Why am I eating this shit?
right. I feel you on that, man. Like I said, the game is very popular and has a cult following. A lot of people are still clamoring for a new Def Jam.
I'm not taking nothing from Def Jam Fight New York. It's a fucking phenomenal game. I love it. I love
Mhm.
it. I love it. But man, ooh, it's going against Juggernauts. Like I said about the previous game, it's going against Juggernauts. Like that top 20 is a tight list for fighting games because the fighting game genre been around for what happened to Ray?
I guess his signal must have failed or something.
Oh, okay, going to he's still alive. He's still alive. But the
Yeah.
fighting game genre has been around for a good minute now.
Okay, I'm back.
That's from me down every now and then.
All right, we back on. We good.
All right. So the fighting game genre has been around for like forever now. What is it, like
Right, I'm
35
back
years, 30
online, dude.
years?
I'm gonna hit you in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
like I was saying, it's a lot of games they gotta go against.
Yeah, I had to call tech support on that one.
Oh.
Yeah, he downstairs dicking around. Big shots out. When you tech support 16, expect whatever.
Yeah.
Where we on the list? 18. Power Stone 2. Now, after what's been said about Def Jam Fight for New York, doesn't Power Stone fit that same MO?
Yes, it does.
Oh, well, damn.
It does. I love Power Stone. I love Capcom Fighters, but bruh, I can't give Power Stone a slide. It's a party game.
Mm-hmm.
Through and throughout. I mean, whatever I said about that. It's
I'm gonna
random.
be honest with you. The real fighting situation in Power Stone happened in the dorm room at Southern Poly. Like now the fights that happened off the game were actually monumental. Like there was a lot of space and pace, a lot of footsies. You know what I'm saying? High jab mix up combos, high low mix ups. Like a couple of ass whoopers got handed out over Power Stone.
And this the crazy thing about it. They put Power Stone 2 up there, but Power Stone 1 was actually had more tech in it than Power Stone 2.
Now, if you watch the video, they tell you how there was a combo system that they removed for 2 that was
Exactly.
in 1.
They had reversals. What else? They had dodges. They had a lot of stuff in Power Stone 1 that made it actually, competitive. But they decided to put Power Stone 2 up there because it was more popular than Power Stone 1.
Power Stone 2 was way more popular. Way more popular. That I have to give you. Now, 17, I have very limited experience with, but that's why we got the expert country in the building. 17 is Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Country, this is on you. You take this one. I'm gonna pick up where I left off.
The thing about Persona is, out of all the fighting games that goes like, Persona is like a Dojin fighter. They got air dashes basically. So Dojin fighters, out of all the ones that I would put on the list, Persona would probably not crack the top 20 because you have Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, Under Night in Birth, and Melted Blood.
Under Night.
You also have some obscure games like Big Bang Beat Revolve, Yubaniko.
Yes.
Which a lot of people would never know about, but those are actually really solid fighters. Vanguard Princess.
Yes.
Those are Arcana Heart.
Yep.
Those are solid fighting games that I would put over Persona any day. While Persona is a good fighting game, I just think that Persona 5 lifted Persona into a casual area where everybody just, they like Persona now. They don't really play Persona, but they like it because of how popular Persona 5 was. So they just basically put it on that list off of hype. It's like they said, Persona got a fighting game?
Yeah.
Oh, that gotta be on the list because Persona is good. That's the casual mind state.
and you know what? I'm glad you said that because of the fact that what just happened. Persona 4 Ultimax just came back out on the PS4 and Steam. So now that's going to shoot up the sales for that game too.
Yeah. But I want Persona 1 top my top 20. It shouldn't top anybody's top 20, to be honest with you. It's a good fight game in its own right, though.
Not when there's an Under Night in Birth that exists.
Yeah.
Under Night in Birth, Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, all those games are 10 times better than Persona.
Under Night in Birth is my new favorite thing ever.
And we're not gonna. The thing is, we're not gonna talk about the games that even cracked the list,
bruh.
Right. We're gonna get around to those honorable mentions
and that's why Persona 1 make the list because there are a few games that didn't crack the list that should have been up there.
Yet War of the Monsters is number 20. We're not gonna forget that.
Yeah, those first few games wouldn't even be on this list if we talking about those other fighting games.
That is true. 16. We got Darkstalkers, but we got the vanilla version. Honestly, I just Darkstalkers never brought me in. Like I saw where the hype was going, but I didn't really get into Darkstalkers characters till I saw them on Marvel. So I saw my Marvel vs. Capcom.
As a Darkstalkers player and as a vivid fan of Darkstalkers, I would say Darkstalkers, the vanilla Darkstalkers, that's not the one you choose if you're gonna choose Darkstalkers for one. Darkstalkers belong on the list, but not that fucking low. But that's disrespectful how they did Darkstalkers. That was totally disrespectful.
This whole list is disrespectful, but we're gonna get to that a little bit later.
Oh, we're about to get real disrespectful in a minute because number 15 is a game that. Oh, go ahead.
if you're gonna choose a Darkstalkers, you choose Vampire Savior too.
Mm.
If you're gonna choose a version of Darkstalkers, you just don't choose the vanilla. That's how you know that they really didn't play these games because they just they hear everybody saying, "Oh, we need to bring back Darkstalkers. Oh, Darkstalkers this, Darkstalkers that." They didn't do the research and play these games. They just said, "Oh, let's just put Darkstalkers up there," not knowing that the game also was called Vampire Savior.
Right. And really what did that was the fact that Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3, Morgan was popular. Morgan was popular to like no end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. Now we
Right.
talking disrespectful, y'all. We finna get real disrespectful at number 15. Number 15 is King of Fighters 13.
Whew.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We had this conversation a couple of days ago, and for all my, King of Fighters is now on what, number 15. Um, but in King of Fighters lore, there's just certain ones that were like pivotal. King of Fighters has been around for a long time, y'all. What would you say? First King of Fighters came out like 94?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 94. And they still rolling, y'all. But and King of Fighters was one of the few fighting games that actually used to do like how the sports games would do and have like a year edition.
Mhm.
Because I definitely remember what was it, 95 and but 98 was one that if you were there, you knew you had gold on your hands.
Yeah.
98, 2002, and King of Fighters 13.
Yeah.
And for King of Fighters 13 to be this low, with me, not even this, it's not even that I'm a fan of it, but me knowing how heavy this game is, and then looking at the 14 games above it, yeah, I have to call disrespect on that one. Jones, what you got on? Because Jones right here is our residential. Wait a minute, damn, wrong way. My bad. He's our residential King of Fighters player.
Listen, the ones that you named, whether it was King of Fighters 98, King of Fighters 2002, 13 belongs on that list as one of the all-time greats of King of Fighter games. The fact that they got King of Fighters where it is asinine to me. I'm like,
Oh,
that is total disrespect to that game. That game was phenomenal. But, hey, I didn't make this list, so there's that.
Nah,
I'm gonna say this about the King of Fighters though. The King of Fighters fandom uh is split on 13.
interesting. Speak on that.
The reason it's split on 13 is because King of Fighters 13 is really flashy.
Mhm.
And a lot of old heads of King of Fighters didn't really gel with that flashiness, but they played it because they love King of Fighters.
Mm.
And going from '02 and '98, you can tell you can see the flash, how it like the big combos, the big damage that it did. Don't get me wrong, '02 had some big damage, but 13, that damage is outrageous in that game.
I could only imagine Robert Garcia's super in it. That's all I got to say.
Bruh.
He stand on that 1 foot and start just. Yeah, I can only imagine.
Oh, my
But
God. Certain
like I was
characters.
saying though, like you said, King of Fighters belong on this list, whether it's '98, '02, or 13. They belong on this list. Even the new one actually could be on this list. It could
Yeah.
What,
be, and
15?
yeah, it could be in for a contender because 15 is actually a phenomenal fight game.
How you feel about 14? Just taking a step off the list for a second. How'd you feel about 14?
It was average at best. It was average, and I'm not even talking about the graphics or anything. It was just the gameplay was average to me.
Mm.
I know a lot. That's what a lot of people first. Oh, the game looked like shit. I'm talking about. I could give a damn about graphics. I play 2D games.
We play with
I'm
sprites
talking.
over here, y'all.
I know. I
Mhm.
play with sprites, so
Still. Still.
It ain't all polygons. No, we play with sprites over here, y'all.
and I can tell you the gameplay for it just didn't hit on me, man. It really didn't hit on anything for me.
Mm. But 13, I feel like this. 13 should have been in the top 10.
It's it. Whew,
Yeah, take a breath on that one. Yeah, take a breath. That was a woo.
because I could put it in the top 5. I could make a case for it to slide into the top 5.
Oh, I'm sure. Especially looking at his top 5.
Woo,
we
woo.
didn't even got that far yet, y'all. Be
Okay.
patient. Because once we get to this top 5, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Right. So 14 is more my bag. Cause see, out of my brothers here in this circle, I am the NRS gamer. You know, that's NetherRealm Studios, people that brought us MK9, X11, the last two Injustice games. And while we on the subject of Injustice, number 14, y'all, is Injustice 2.
Does
Now I
not
remember,
belong. I'm gonna
huh?
go. Does not belong. I'm going to interrupt you. Does not belong.
I wasn't feeling it. I'm gonna be honest. I think MJ Injustice 2 made this list because of the high dollar tournaments that came from it. Like when you start talking about tournaments where the losers taking home 15,000 and the winners taking home a quarter mil, that's bringing a level of hype. I'm gonna be honest with you at the same time too. Injustice 2 was probably one of the most embarrassing moments of Evo in my life. When you sit there and watch this unknown gamer from Canada, who we will not name, um, spam Aquaman and win. And the game at that point, I'm just like, yo, throw the whole fucking game out. I was embarrassed to say that this happened at the Super Bowl of gaming.
So I'm gonna go a little farther with you, man.
Go
Uh,
for it. We got
Hey,
time.
hey, hey,
And
hey,
money.
hey, sorry to interrupt you, Country, but can I throw in a little quick story about that game
go
real
ahead. Go
quick?
ahead. Go ahead.
Go
All
for it.
right. So when this game came out, we all bought it and we played it for a week. After that week, that game was never heard from ever again.
But you know what, Jones? The add on to that part of the story, that's how I felt about one. I never bought two because that's what happened with one. The only thing I got good out of one was that custom arcade fight stick with the Joker on it.
Okay.
That was ghetto gold. But other than that, after one, I wouldn't even touch it two. I already knew what I was getting into.
About
But
injustice. I think that game's popularity came from a multiple of things. It came from Mortal Kombat, NetherRealm Studios. It came from the fact that they're using Batman and Superman, and the fact that they have a good story for casuals to gravitate to. They have something to do when they play the game. They can play the story mode as opposed to just getting online and fighting people. And I
story
think,
mode is awesome.
yeah, the story mode in the NetherRealm games are awesome. They draw a lot. They draw the casual crowd in. Like there's
Hmm.
nothing. There's nothing better. I love the story mode for the NetherRealm games. I think it's nothing better. But back to the point. So why you said this game was popular? I don't know if it's the tournaments that made it popular. Like I just think that Superman, the superhero genre, made it popular with the rise of the MCU and stuff, and
Yeah.
superheroes. Superheroes are just the
And the
it thing right
DCU.
now.
Right.
So I mean, you got a superhero fighting game with Batman and Superman. Like
Hmm.
that's a slam
Right.
dunk for casuals to play. And at least check it out. They're gonna check it out and play the story mode. You know?
Right. And the story mode was dope, but as far as a gameplay, it didn't wow me. I mean, and I'm a big fan of guest characters.
Yeah.
So I remember being at the TBS studios at E League when they showed that trailer, and you got Enchantress. What was the dude? Not
Adam.
Ant, Adam. I almost called him Ant Man. Wrong one. The DC Ant Man. And next thing you know, you see this side come flying out, and the turtles show up. Like, yo, that blew the roof off the building. You mean to tell me that in a DC fighting game, you're adding in the turtles after you had already added in Sub Zero and Raiden for Mortal Kombat? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So cross branding did get that game further than it probably should have.
Yeah. Definitely agree with you on that point.
What they do see the thing about modern fighting games, they try to cater to casuals before they cater to the people that actually play their games. And that's a
Mm.
point in case right there with how they cater to people that wasn't gonna stick around to play their game. They just want to play the story mode and get their gratification.
Yeah.
Mm.
And we ended up with Injustice, a spam fest.
Ugh.
Where it was zoners just all you had to do was pick up a game, and if you know how to do one move, you can compete at the highest level.
That's sad.
With Aquaman.
With Aquaman, Deadshot, Shazam, who else? Cyborg, all of
Black
them man
Black
ran
Adam.
crazy. Yeah,
Black
Black Adam.
Black Adam, Doctor Fate,
There you go. See,
Red Hood.
just running
Like,
wild out there.
and you're right, because the thing is, when you did see that particular gamer that picked up Scarecrow and it was actually putting in work, the next time we saw him, it was like, oh, he got found out. No, it's just they pretty much neutralized him in the zone. I'm sorry, I have a disdain for zoners. When I when I saw Dawson being played as a rushdown character in Street Fighter 4, I said, okay, there's no excuse to be out here spamming projectiles one side to the other and calling yourself a zoner. No, I seen somebody rush down with Dawson.
Oh, Street
And
Fighter Five. You love Street Fighter Five, then Dawson was a
oh
madman on that game.
he is that's going back to Super Turbo Dawson on Street Fighter 5. That dude he ain't right on Street Fighter 5. But like I said, neither was Super Turbo Dawson. That's a whole nother thing, right? We could do a list on that by itself. Word bond. Number 13. I'm glad to see number 13 on the list. I feel like this was a great fighting game that is very often neglected. And that's Rival Schools 2, Project Justice.
Oh, you gotta hate me for this one, Ray.
Hold up. Hold on. Let me drink first.
Get ready for it.
I feel like I'm gonna have to be drunk to hear this shit.
I love rival schools, but it wouldn't crack my top 20.
It wouldn't crack the top 20.
No,
Why not? Like, Rival Schools is good. Like, this is good money right here.
it's a good game, and but it's so many other things that's better than it. It's so many other games that's so much better than Rival Schools. I love Rival Schools. It's dear to my heart. I'll fucking play the hell out of it. But god damn. You see the list that it's gonna go up against? Like the juggernauts? Look, after this, I'm gonna put my top 20. I'm gonna give you my top 20.
Yo,
And I'm
make sure your top 20 is in English, because don't nobody play goddamn Hack a Shack U Part 2 and shit.
gonna give you my top 20 list. And I want you to tell me if any of those games up there is better, if Rival School is better than any of those games up there.
That should be interesting, because
Well,
I
yeah.
really love Rival Schools. Rival Schools, to me, as far as gameplay and mechanics, it felt like playing Street Fighter EX with a shot of Alpha 1. Yeah, that's about where I'd put it.
Shoot, I
Yeah.
would think Street Fighter EX would be better.
Wow. I can't go there with you. Well,
I
no,
love
wait a minute. I did like which Street Fighter EX had the tag feature in it.
3.
That shit was good as hell. Oh, by the way, y'all. Spoiler alert: Street Fighter EX ain't even on the list.
Whew.
Proceed, fellas. Proceed, fellas.
They
Street
didn't even
Fighter.
they didn't put Street Fighter the movie the game on there.
Oh God! Did you really have to go there?
Really?
Yes. They put Akuma on Street Fighter the movie the game.
He wasn't
but
even in the movie.
He wasn't on the Sega Saturn version either.
Come on, Jones. They gave us people like Blade,
the Blade.
Sawada.
Yo, they made Sawada a whole beast on that game. This dude had 3 lines in the movie. We're with you, Colonel Guile.
Exactly.
Bruh.
Like, what can you
But-
get character like that from?
But
Bruh.
he was a beast in that game. You hear me?
Bruh.
I'm talking about my boy had all the tools. My boy had wreckers. My boy had a crazy DP. Uh, I mean, now okay, his super was one that you had to question. When you just hold your arms up like this with no shirt on and slide across the screen, I got a problem with that. I got a problem with that.
Bro, that game was Street Fighter meets Mortal Kombat 1.
It should be a slam dunk for you, right?
What a mute button at, bro?
Right.
Look, man, you like Mortal Kombat.
We gonna put
You like
country in
Street Fighter.
time out for a minute, y'all.
You just slap them together like this. Just slap them together.
We put you in timeout for at least 5 minutes of the show, bro.
Yes, y'all. It's official. The Dope Show does now have a penalty box. Oh, but he said Street Fighter Mortal Kombat 1. That is a slam dunk. No, that is a West Brick right there.
Yeah.
That is definitely a West Brick.
Hey, come on, they got sound effects. They got the. He got a Kuba going.
Oi.
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 Oh shit! Akuma wasn't even in the movie,
bro.
Yes, he was. Remember, he was on the back selling. Like, remember, he was in like 8 balls. He was in the back selling fruit. Remember?
That Street Fighter, the animated movie, man. Come on. we talking about the Van Damme movie.
Oh, damn.
He was in a casino with Balrog. Remember? We're sitting at the table.
Dude, that's Street Fighter V, ain't it?
Bro, I'm about to mute this nigga, man. Somebody kick this dude from
Wait a minute. I got it now. Jones, I'm controlling the chat right now. I figured it out. See, so a lot of times, y'all, these are conversations that I often had on PlayStation Live, and he controls the chat, so he can just say whatever. But see, since we're on the two, wait a minute, did he delete himself?
I think he did.
Damn, I was just playing like he.
What
Hey, country. Look, we was actually joking. We'd like for you to come back. Yo, I'm telling you, shit just happens on the Dope Show, y'all. dudes know when they couldn't know. They delete themselves. You know what? I'm just gonna put myself out.
I'm putting myself in timeout.
There you go. All right, there. Let me go get our chilling out the goddamn timeout. You know how I know. You know what I'm saying? This is the point where after you done had that ass whooping in that nap, you come
y'all don't booted me out.
and get some spaghetti. Yo, we was up there cracking. The next thing you know, your box disappeared. And I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah,
y'all don't booted.
He kicked himself out the party.
Man, I put myself on time. I just go give myself a whooping. Yo, number 12.
Let's move on to the next one, man.
Number 12 is another one that I don't have a lot of experience with. I remember playing one of these in the arcade back in the days. I liked it, thought it was kind of flashy, but it was nothing I was gonna spend money on. But this is the remake. This is the 2019 remake of Samurai Showdown.
Honestly, I didn't even know this game was popular at all. This particular version right here, the 2019 Samurai Showdown, it don't belong on this list, period.
No.
As for me,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel like any Samurai Showdowns belong on this list.
Ooh,
I will go there.
You going there? You going?
Yeah. He said he was going there. He went there.
Ooh, you went there. Samurai Showdown has. So the thing about Samurai Showdown, the reason it does belong on this list, Ray, man, because it's
War of the
all
Monsters
about
made it.
footsies. It's all about footsies in Samurai Showdown. If you don't have solid footsies in that game, you're gonna get blown up. You're gonna get exposed. You're going to get exposed. But as for which Samurai Showdown I would put up there,
3.
I wouldn't put the latest one up there. It would probably be 4 or 5.
Really?
Because
So
to me,
not 3?
Nah, not 3. 4 and 5 was like, to me, they were the pinnacle of Samurai Showdown.
Interesting. And did just this little tidbit for y'all. You know, I didn't even know there was a 4 and a 5 until we were having this conversation the other night. It was like, so there's more.
Because me and my brother used to play Samurai Showdown. It was back in the day before we got the internet and online play became really relevant. Me and my brother used to play fighting games on this little app called Corella. We used to play all types of retro fighting games. Well, they retro now, but they were still
Popular.
relatively fresh
Yeah.
in our minds. It was a little app called Corilla, and that's where we honed our skills at. Because when I tell you, it was some straight sharks on there. It was some straight sharks. It was nothing but sharks. If you wanted to
Mm,
play, you had to learn how to play. I mean, you had to come with your A game, or you'll get laughed at. You'll get laughed out the server because how sorry you was.
mm.
So I speak from experience from with the Samurai Showdown. Those games they rely heavily on neutral and footsies, and that's what you're looking for in a good fighting game for the most part. But I
Yeah.
know a lot of people nowadays don't like to see that aspect of the game. They like to see the big blow up and the vortexes and stuff. You know, like to see people just get into the blender, just get their ass obliterated.
Right. But even JDCR tell you that with Tekken, it's all about that forward one. Everything starts from forward one.
Yeah,
That high jab. It's got to start somewhere. People think about it like this: outside of Mike Tyson, if you're watching a boxing match, it's all about a feeling out process. That whole jab range, the whole nine. That is what we call in the FTC. That's footsies. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing your range, knowing how far you can get before he can hit you, or how close he can get before you can hit him. You know what I'm saying? And it's a feeling out. It's a chess match. I promise you. Y'all think that we just get the controllers, hit a bunch of buttons, at a bunch of stuff just go flying all over the screen, explosions and blue. This get into a fighting game with somebody who knows what they're doing. It is a lot of science to it, people.
It's a
Trust
chess
me.
match.
It is very much a chess match. Very much a chess match. Nothing less than a chess match.
Mm.
That's
I
real.
think
No, go ahead.
I think Wayne wanted to get into this conversation.
Where is he?
He's in his room. He was just right here.
Oh well, we know he still lives there. That helps. All right,
Let me
y'all.
see. I'm gonna mute myself right quick. Y'all go ahead and finish talking right quick.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump in number 11, Jones. Jones, you were here for this. I know for a fact I would have been about 10th grade when this one dropped.
Mm.
Um, while I do understand why this one is on the list, I just don't think that they should have chose this one. And that's Tekken 3.
Ooh.
Uh,
Tekken 3, I understand why it's here. Tekken 3 was that one that took us from one and two, 4 and 5. 3 was the one that did this to the series. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Ooh, Tekken 3 is one of my favorites. Honestly, Tekken 3, Tekken 5, and Tekken 7. Those are three of my favorite Tekkens of all time. Uh 4 will be like right there behind those three. For me, Tekken 3, that's where I really learned how to play a certain character on that game. And that's why that one holds a special place in my heart because and I've seen other people play with King, and that's the character that I fell in love with and wanted to learn how to play. And Tekken 3 was that game that made me want to learn and how to play with King, along with Lei Wulong. Lei,
Mm.
woo, Lei is a dangerous character in that game.
If
If you
nothing
know what
else,
you,
down 1-4.
yeah, if you know
Into
what you're
down
doing with,
1-4.
if you know what you're doing with Lei, that dude is a monster in that game. Now I know Country he gonna speak on this. I know he got a difference of opinion on this, so I'm gonna let him go ahead and talk on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in right quick before he get it. But 3 was the first one I got into. I remember 1 and 2 coming out. But 1 was kind of like, yeah, nah. I didn't even touch 1 to be honest.
Yeah,
2, however, it was like one of those things you kind of had to play 2. When I saw this dude, matter of fact, 2 was big just around the time the PlayStation that first came out, the very first PlayStation.
uh-huh.
And the fact that King had this Jaguar head on with a suit.
Yeah.
You remember with the suspenders in the whole joint? I'm like, okay, this has my attention.
Mm,
And then I think I was the first time I saw Devil and Angel, and I was just like, okay, there's something going on with this fighting game.
yeah.
There's a lot going on. I saw Hahachi, the whole Hahachi and Kazuya situation. You know, the game starts off, he's walking him to the end of a cliff and throwing him off. Wait a minute. You not just gonna throw a dude off a cliff and we just go breeze past it like it didn't happen.
Right.
Nah, bruh. So if nothing else, I would say this: out of all the games on this list, probably one of the best storylines would have to go to Tekken. I mean,
Um,
Tekken is it is the movie that has yet to be made properly, properly,
I can agree with you on that.
because the storyline is deep. And is I mean, but the thing is, you got so many multiple branches storylines between Brian and Yoshimitsu, King, Armor King, and Marduk, um, Jin, June, Hahachi, and Kazuya. That storyline is a mess unto itself.
Yeah.
Then you add in Lars, what is it, Lars and Raven and Dragonoff.
Mm.
Like it's so many Anna and Nina, their storyline, Hahachi and everybody.
Heihachi versus the world.
Hahachi versus the world. You know,
well,
well, go ahead.
Tekken, I don't know, man. I'm a, I'm a, I'm biased towards 2D fighting games. So if it ain't one of the games that's been left off the list, but I'm biased towards 2D fighting games. I played all the Tekkens. I remember growing up playing Tekkens with my brothers, playing Tekken 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. But the Tekken I would put on this list would probably be Tekken 4.
Wow.
And I know a lot of people.
Reason
It
why I
would,
say that is because I get looked at funny when I say four is high on my Tekken list. Four is very
yeah.
high. Outside of seven, four might be number two. It'd be like 7, 4, 3, something, something, something.
So
Right.
I might go for Tekken 4 or Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection. Those are the two ones that I would say were actually pretty good Tekkens. Well, all of them are good games, but I'm just saying those were probably the best to me.
The standouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Tekken 4 stood out because it was doing a lot of things at the time that a lot of 3D fight games weren't really doing. And they were doing them right. Like you had Dead or Alive doing the same thing, but Dead or Alive, I mean Tekken did it in a realistic manner, you know. Dead or Alive was put over the top with their
That's true.
killings, with their with their transitions and stuff. While Tekken had destructible objects, it had terrain, it had weather effects. They
Hmm.
were it was just on a whole nother level. I don't understand why. Well, I do understand why people say they didn't like it, and their reason for not liking that game makes no sense to me. They say the roster was weak, but at the same time, Tekken 3 didn't have a robust roster, and you also got to realize that they was starting off on a new console,
Put
so
fact.
of course it wasn't going to have a robust roster because the console it was like coding the game all over again. It's not like you figured it out and you coming out with a sequel for your game that's already been on this console. You
Right.
just know how to make the characters already. They was
Hmm.
making the characters on the fly, so it wasn't gonna be a robust roster. People had unrealistic, unrealistic like expectations for this
Expectations.
game,
Uh-huh.
and it was just I don't know, man. They
I, if nothing else, Paul Phoenix combed his hair, y'all. Like that whole big eraser head box. Yeah, he wore it down. Like
yeah, he
if
let his
nothing,
hair down and
Oh
he looked
God.
like kid.
he did look like Ken. He
Man,
looked like he
please.
looked like biker Ken. That's crazy.
He looked like no kid. He looked like Jean Claude Van Damme.
Get your boy, man. He acting up again.
There we go. It makes so much sense now. It makes so much sense.
So much.
Man, that's Jean Claude Van Damme, Joe. You know that, right, man?
said Gene Clyde.
Can we move on to the next game, please?
We gonna have to. And you know the bad part is, Country got to take point on this one because I don't play this shit. But number 10 is Blaze Blue Central Fiction.
Yeah,
I have no clue. I'm be honest with you. I've heard of Blaze Blue. I have no clue about the difference of any of them. Like I said, it wasn't until I met Country that I realized Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear aren't the same thing, y'all. If anybody knows that's watching this, it's in the chat. Chime in. Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear ain't the same shit, y'all. Who knew? This guy
I'm gonna
did.
make this one. I'm gonna make this one short and sweet. Blaze Blue belongs on this list. They actually got something fucking right for the first time.
Say what?
Central Fiction actually is the best Blaze Blue. And
Really?
it belongs on the list. It belongs where it is, to be honest with you.
So in a top 10, Blaze Blue Central Fiction would be your number 10.
Yes.
wow.
Can't argue
Blaze
that one.
Blue Blaze Blue is one of those a Dojin fighter, like I was explaining earlier. They got the air dashes and all the jazz and stuff, the Gatlins and all that stuff. If you don't know what a Gatlin is, it's a 1, 2, 3, basically going from light, medium, strong. That's a Gatlin. So they got those on the game, and it's the pinnacle of a Dojin game. If you're gonna, depending on who you are, it's the pinnacle of a Dojin game. Some people would prefer Blaze Blue. I mean, some people prefer Guilty Gear as opposed to Blaze Blue. But oh yeah, Guilty Gear ain't even on this list, which is crazy to me. But that's another topic. That's another
Yeah,
topic. But
yeah. Honorable
they got
mention.
that one right for Blaze Blue. They got it right. I give them a prop for that one.
Yeah, that
Kudos
was
to
All
them.
right.
yeah, that was all him for that particular game because I played it a couple of times with them, but I was never really into Blaze Blue like that. So, hey,
Blaze Blue is one of those games. I would say it's the it's the virtual fighter version. It's the virtual fighter equivalent of a Doji game, where you have to be a master of your character in order to
Mm,
compete, because the
so,
characters are really
what you
the
saying
characters
is
are
Blaze Blue, there's no room for the casuals.
no. There's no room for button mashing in Blaze Blue at
Son of
all.
a bitch.
Blaze
Well,
Blue is really it's a really tough game to play.
interesting. Interesting. Might have to pick it up one day and confuse myself.
you will definitely do that.
That's exactly what will happen. Now, here's the one that I probably one of the ones. If you agree with 10, I think I agree with 9, probably the most on this list. Like I said, 20 through 12 was like, what the fuck just happened?
Was
Number 9, I definitely agree with though. That's DOA 5 last round.
So
That
I do agree with DOA last round, that game in particular,
mm-hmm.
but I don't agree with the placement.
Where would you put it? Higher or lower?
Lower.
Damn it.
It's definitely not above Tekken.
That is true. It's not
It's,
above
def-
Tekken.
it's definitely not above Darkstalkers. It's definitely not above King of Fighters.
Mm. But we've already agreed that Tekken, at least Tekken and King of Fighters, were bad misplaced.
Yeah, true.
Badly misplaced. DOA 5 would go in my number 9 though. But then again, my 1 through 10 would be totally different because people, if y'all still in the chat with us, eating your cheeses and drinking your wine, it gets worse. Oh, it gets worse. This
much.
list is on its way to hell. I'm just glad that y'all are taking this plane ride to hell with us because it's about to get worse.
You wait till we
But
get to the top 5.
dun dun dun. I mean, the top 10's already just well. Let's wait till we get to the top 5. Like Jones said, I really like DOA 5 last round. Like I remember, if I'm not mistaken, was this the one that came out and they gave you a handful of characters and you could like go through and buy the other ones? I think they gave you like 4 for free, and then you can go through buy the rest of them or whatnot. That was this DOA, right?
Yeah, I think there was a version where you could download on the PS4 and the Xbox One that was free, and you got like a certain amount of characters, and you can go in the rest of the game and buy them or whatnot. And I think they did the same thing with
With
6.
6. Yeah, they did.
They did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did the same thing with 6.
I bought 6 outright though. Wait a minute, there was a
now,
free version of 6. I want my
uh,
goddamn money. Hold on, bitch.
yeah, it's a free version of 6. And I'm gonna say this about this particular game or whatnot, and I know that country love this aspect. The fact that they put the virtual fighting characters on this game,
Yo,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
that
a
was
big
yo,
plus for me.
that was dope.
yeah, because they had what Jackie, Sarah, Pi, and Akira, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh my god, they'd have thrown. You know what? They couldn't put in Kage because there's already too many ninjas. So I get it.
yeah.
And everybody know too many ninjas in a party will mess up a good party.
Facts.
Pun intended, y'all. Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all. Mm-hmm,
Oh
mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I really like this DOA. Like, I really like this game. This would be a good number. This would be a solid number 9 for me, amid what they did with 10 through 20. This would be a solid number 9 for me. It was a good game. Like Country mentioned earlier, as far as the environment interactions, they're over the top, but that's what you play DOA for, the over the top 3D aspect. Like,
Yeah.
all the girls got really big titties and they move when they fight, and I'm okay with that. And they fight in little bikinis. But at the same time, though, if you look at like the stages, like when they're on the beach, like the water hitting the sand, it looks so realistic. Or seeing somebody fly through a window, that looks realistic too. So, white sandy beaches and big titties flying through windows. Perfect number 9 for me, y'all. I'm here for DOA 5 last round. Oh yeah, and Jackie Bryant was on there too. He's pretty cool. Me and Jackie Bryant go back to the second grade when I got, not the seventh grade, when I got my Sega Saturn.
Sega Saturn.
Uh-huh. When I'm not playing Daytona, I'm up there. I'm faster than lightning. Yeah. Jackie Bryant was my guy. Number 8. Now this is the one. Me and my other NRS brother over here, we back and forth about number 8 for a minute because I personally don't think it's the best one, but somebody in the chat thinks it is. Not pointing no ink pen. Trying to see if I can get it through so I can jab him a couple of times. Yo, but number 8 is MK9. And while I do not dislike this game by no means, I remember getting this game on the Xbox 360. I remember playing the shit out of this game. I remember when the DLC came out. I bought it all. I remember being excited when Freddy was the last character. I liked everything about MK9 because of what it did for the Mortal Kombat franchise.
Yeah.
If you know, pretty much everything after Trilogy, which was what would you say Trilogy was part 3.3?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So Trilogy was like the third version of Mortal Kombat 3. Everything after Trilogy was a hit and miss, mostly miss, because
Woo.
then you got MK4, which was their attempt at 3D.
Woo.
That hit the wall. You had Deadly Alliance. While they had a great story mode, once again they're trying to do the 2D 3D thing. It didn't work. You had Deception, which was more of Deadly Alliance, and then the coup de grace, which is also Jones's favorite, Mortal Kombat Armageddon. That
Woo.
game motherfucking sucked. Hey,
Woo.
any of my gamers in here ever played a Mortal Kombat with no fatalities? Like no specified fatalities.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody had the same build your own fatality. If you
Oh
don't
my
know what
god.
that is, go to YouTube, look up Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Be creative is CAF fate. Well, yeah, Mortal Kombat Armageddon CAF. And then when you get through laughing, just know we had to play through that shit. Not funny. And then after that, because there was one more, which is considered the MK8, and that is Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe.
Woo.
Yeah, so needs to say, Mortal Kombat had been going down bad for some years until they changed studios, moved over to NRS, And MK9 was the first game that came out. It was really good. It was really good. I will give them that. It took it back to more so how Mortal Kombat 2 was in the aspect of um how the combos worked. You know what I'm saying? There were dollar combos, but there were combos that you could build on as well, as far as you know what I'm saying, your basic moves, adding your special moves. Those were cool too. The first time we saw the X-ray feature was in MK9. I give him props for that. The whole retelling of the story. Let's just say Raiden messed up on this one, like how Ed Boon did on 4 through 8. So we got to go back in time and fix it, like how Ed Boon did on 4 through 8. So they go back in time, they rehash the storyline. It's really good. It's just I personally feel that MKX or 10 is better. 9 was really good. 9 was really good. I can't say anything bad about 9. I just can say more good about 10.
Oh,
Uh, Go ahead,
that's
country.
that's interesting. Cause I can say more good about 9 than I do 10.
Really.
For one, 10. I mean, 9 was full with fan service. It had tag battle. It had a excellent story. It had an excellent ladder. It was full with just good fan service. 10 was more. See, you looking at it from a competitive standpoint. 10 was the better competitive game. Don't get me wrong, it is the better competitive game. If you're looking for the fundamentals and all that stuff, but as a good fight, like just a fight game for the fans, for the true fans, now was it.
Mm,
It was a complete
Mm.
game
yeah.
from finish to end. Is it broken beyond belief? Hell yeah, that game is
Yes, it
broken beyond
is.
belief.
Oh, if you don't believe me, look up any MK9 videos with Noob Sabat.
Oh, that game is it's so
Yeah.
broken. But hit me
It
out on this one though.
is.
Most of the broken
Uh-huh.
games are heralded as like the golden games of fight games, right?
You said Marvel 3?
Most of the broken games, most of the broken.
You said you said wait a minute, he said Street Fighter X-Men? That would have sounded like he said.
Yeah.
People praise Marvel 3. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert, Marvel 3 didn't make the list, y'all. Um, and we're talking about broken games that people pray to. Marvel 3 did not make the list. But spoiler alert, keep going. I'll give you that. It was a complete game. Because truthfully, on those Mortal Kombat 5, 6, and 7, to me, the best part were the other parts of the game. You remember the Mortal Kombat chess, the puzzle fighter,
There you go.
the combat cart. I used to love that shit. The go karting with Mortal Kombat characters,
Yeah.
puzzle fighter. Puzzle fighter made me smart as shit. I'm something like, uh-huh. I see how he did that.
Deception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between I'm telling
Honestly,
you,
I played more of those side games on Deception than the actual game itself. That story for Deception, that was the dumbest story. Dude,
was wait a minute, Deception. Was that Shujinko?
yeah.
Shijiko was the truth.
I should have muted him when we said Shujinko. I'm sitting up here thinking like, should I go ahead and mute him then say Shinjinko? I knew I should have. I knew I should have, but that's my lap.
Jinko had to be the dumbest main character of all time. Of all time.
Come on, Jones. You can't be part of this
But we
man.
watch,
You thought he was
but
doing
Jones,
God's work.
we watched him grow up.
Dude, he was a fake Shane Soon wannabe, man. Come on now. They
We watched
gave
him
him
Man,
grow up though.
he was doing God's work, Jones. If a floating ball come to you and tell you to destroy all these Kami Dogu, wouldn't you do it?
mute this man.
Look, floating ball, burning bush. I mean, I can see the parallel. big sh- big shouts out to Easter Sunday.
Yeah, Easter Sunday.
Easter
But
Sunday. But meanwhile, yeah,
but
Shinjiko just that storyline was so.
But I can
But
see why you would say Mortal Kombat. Ex, I call it Mortal Kombat extra large. I can see why. I can see why you say that one was better than nine because it was a better fighting game. Hands down, it was a better fighting game. But like you said, all that extra stuff that extra stuff pulled the casuals in and the main FGC players because it's just it's complete. It's complete. It's not trying to appeal to no one. It appeals to gamers, which we all casual and hardcore. We all gamers, so it appeals to everybody. The
Yep.
later Mortal Kombat appealed more to the hardcore gamer, which it would turn some people off, but you know
yeah,
that's just
yep.
how it is.
But yeah, MK9 made the list, and like I said, I'm not mad at MK9 for even being on this list because MK9 saved that franchise
Yeah, it did.
because
Yes,
they
it
were
did.
they were they were they were dying. And it wasn't even a slow death. They were dying every game that came out. They died a little more. It's like somebody cut a limb off, and they were down to the last. Where they were down to the head. And MK9 came out, and it's like they grew all their limbs back again.
Thank God they didn't choose 11.
Ooh, ooh.
And I'm a fan. That's the bad part. I'm a fan. And see, I don't even want to jump into 11 because we still got 7 more, y'all. Because and 11 wasn't even that bad. It's just it wasn't that good either.
It's like stale chips.
They still no, but the thing is, the Cheeto dust is still on the chips. It
Yeah,
just
it's
they
still
just
there.
chew. They just chew really weird.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we had a fat moment, y'all. That just happened.
Oh, man. Bruh. Wow.
Why he's not wrong. The stale chips analogy is a good one because I get it. Is it because I'm fat? Highly likely. But
I
I
mean,
can't.
you still eat the stale chips, but will you like it?
No.
It still
Eh,
got flavor on them. Like you get the little flavor on your thing, like that. Got all the,
mm.
but they stale as hell. Damn it, stale chips, y'all. That just happened. That just, only at the dope show, but that's how it goes down. Look, LL, I'm trying over here. I'm trying, but this is what we do. I'm DJ Agony. These are my nerds. This is what we do. Yo, number 7. Number 7 is highly debatable. Um, Speaking of stale chips, I like how we gonna segue from the stale chips. I felt like this game was stale chips in this series. Number 7 is Soul Calibur 6. I felt like Soul Calibur 6 is the stale bag of chips in this Pringles factory.
uh, Soul Calibur 6. What have began with that game?
Hey y'all, we got an endorsement. Ah!
Soul Calibur 6 is an interesting game. While I love the advancements they made in Soul Calibur, because Soul Calibur is dear to my heart, they could have missed me with that rock, paper, scissors mechanic, the soul reverse. They want to, that's what they call it.
Interesting. Now let's speak on that real quick.
So they have a mechanic in Soul Calibur where you push, I think it's R1 on a PlayStation and RB on the Xbox.
Hmm.
It's a mechanic where it auto parries all attacks and it'll auto counter for you with an attack, and it'll set you up in a situation where both you have to pick a button, a la rock paper scissors, and whoever chooses the right button wins the encounter. They they plus advantage. They have an advantage, which in fighting game terms, it's like it's your turn to go. When I say advantage, so
Yeah. What?
Are you serious?
yes, I'm
And see, this is the exact reason why, y'all. I haven't played a Soul Calibur since Yoda was on the cover. This is
funny
why.
enough. That was the Soul Calibur I would have put on On the
Is that
list, Soul
is
Calibur
that
4?
is that 3?
That's
That's
4.
4.
That's 4. Okay. I had
I
that one.
would
So I had that one on the 360.
I would put 4 on the list. I know a majority of Soul Calibur players that I
2.
play my Soul Calibur crew. I play Soul Calibur. They would put 2 on there. But for me, 4 was the pinnacle of Soul Calibur to me. 5, they took a lot of mechanics out of Soul Calibur 5 and
Woo.
tried to make it into something else. And
Woof.
that it just did not work. They took a lot of characters off the game. That didn't work. That never works. Taking people beloved characters they've been with for 77, 8, 9 years, just getting rid of them with no trace.
Hmm.
You don't do that for a franchise that's been around that long. Street Fighter been through that. They did some crazy stuff like that with Street Fighter 3.
I mean, look, I, I I felt the same. I felt the same way on Soul Calibur when Lee Long died, and they brought in Maxie.
Bruh.
Lee
Bruh.
Long was Lee Long was like a uncle figure to me.
Bruh.
Like,
He was my favorite character.
now we got Maxie.
Right.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Yo, R.I.P. to Lee Long, man. Moment of silence for the brother Lee Long and them nunchucks with the claw at the end. Come on, man.
Bro, yeah, Lee Long was
Yo,
my nigga.
Lee Long was the man. Look, R.I.P. Lee Long. Like I said, it's like there's Tupac, Pimp C, Lee Long,
Oh no.
and Malcolm X. Yo, number 6. Now, number 6, number 6. Me and this gentleman over here. I'm trying to poke through this goddamn screen. We have debated on this game since Super Bowl. Well, no, since right before Super Bowl, and that's the day I found out I was living in the past.
Oh man.
But this particular gentleman over here bakes cakes, you know what I'm saying, in his spare time with his eyes closed, told me that this game was the best fighting game of the last 10 years. Of the last 10 years, that is a bold statement because it's been 10 years and it's been some good dope been out here, people. And he said this the best one in the last 10 years. So yeah, you gotta take point on this one, Jones. Number 6 is Killer Instinct 2013 edition.
Man, look, Killer Instinct has been near and dear to my heart since the first 2. Now, those games by any stretch weren't that great, but they were still fun, very flashy. I was kind of worried when I found out it was going to be an Xbox exclusive because we all know the history of Microsoft. That's another topic for another day. Now, when I seen this game, I'm like, okay, this is an interesting take on this game. Whole totally different developer for this game. So I was with my homeboy, Jason Burns, RP Jason Burns. That was my boy, 100 grand. We was at Best Buy. We was playing the demo for this. We was playing the demo for this game. I like the feel of this game. I'm like, yo, I've got to get an Xbox just for this game alone. I don't care about anything else on this Xbox, but I got to have Killer Instinct. Once I got the Xbox, I started playing this game. I'm like, damn, this is actually a really good fighting game. They improved so much on that game, from the mechanics to the way everybody played, how you do the ultras, even down to the combo breakers. They put a lot of thought into this game, and like I said, it was one of the best, if not hands down, the best fighting game of the last 10 years. Country, what's your take on that, KI?
Yeah, that King of Fighters in general. I mean, that King of Fighters, Killer Instinct in general.
He
That
heard
game,
2013 and got mad all over again. That's what that was.
Yeah.
but that Killer Instinct is fundamentally, it is a sound Killer Instinct, and I never thought I'd hear myself say that because I always put Killer Instinct down as like a lesser tier fighting game because it was so mechanically challenged. I would say that.
Ooh, speak on that shit. Preach
Because
church to the children.
recently I got into Killer Instinct, the competitive scene, playing it on, playing people online. And Killer Instinct 1 and 2, Killer Instinct 1 didn't have grabs. It didn't have grab. It had no way to open a person up in Killer Instinct. If you hold down block in Killer Instinct 1, you pretty much impenetrable wall
Yo,
with no
hey,
openings.
and in the FGC we call that turtling. You can pretty much turtle. Which there's another game that the turtle mechanic. There's another game in this list that we're gonna get on that turtling.
Ooh.
But
Yeah, you already know what it is, John.
Mm-hmm.
Killer Instinct 2, they added grabs. I can't believe that's a feature that you would add it to a game. Grab it, a fighting game at that. But
You would think everything after Street Fighter 2.
yeah, you would think that. So I'm like, I gave it a try. Killer Instinct 2, it had parries. They added parries. They added um, what was that? Specials. They added some functionality to the game, some mechanics. While it was little mechanics they added to the game, it still felt janky and unresponsive to me. Now, when Killer Instinct, 2013 came out,
Mm-hmm.
I was a little bit skeptical to play it. But I was like, I'm gonna give it a try and get into it. I'm sitting in training mode. I kid you not, just sitting in training mode, just playing and playing, going through the tutorial. Like, damn, when is this tutorial gonna end? Because that's how many mechanics they added to it. I'm like, shit, when this shit gonna end? I remember Killer Instinct had like 3, 4 mechanics. This shit got shadow counters, fucking light combo breaker, medium combo breaker, heavy combo breaker. Uh, what else they got in it? The ultra shadow instincts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, bruh, this game got a lot of mechanics. Then they added they got footsies, real footsies in that game.
They have real footsies in that game. These are facts.
They got grabs. So you can open people up and kill it.
They got grabs now.
Real
grabs.
Real grabs.
They got designated playing styles. They got the zoners. Wow. So in Killer Instinct 1 and 2, pretty much every character had the same playing style. You turtle, you wait. You turtle, wait, then you do your move to try to get your combo, and your opponent try to combo break. And
Hey,
this
Jones,
one,
doesn't that sound like number 4 on the list?
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep going, country. Keep going, country. We got you.
You turtle, you wait, you try to get your combo going on. Then the opponent try to combo break. While in this one, they have other ways to open your opponent up. Like your special, they have overheads now.
Yeah, because Sadira has that goddamn that dive kick from hell, boy.
They added dive kicks. They added aerial. They added aerial mobility. Like they added so many diverse gameplay styles to this one. They got the rush down heavy saber rule. You got the Shoto Jago. You got I don't know what orchid is. I don't know what type of archetype she is. She's something.
Charge character.
She's a trap character. Like
she's not a charge anymore.
She's not charged anymore?
No.
She's a trap character. How Sector and Cyrax put the bombs down? She put bombs down to trap people with block strings. Yeah, she does that now.
Really? So she's bait set trap now?
Yeah. And she has her little cats running across the stage.
Bro, that cat. Woo.
Yeah, so they added diverse gameplay styles. You got your grappler, which is oddly enough Chief Thunder.
Oh, Thunder hell, boy. Ay, yuck, yuck.
Yeah, yuck, yuck. But yeah,
I like this.
That Killer Instinct is, man. Now that I think about it, I don't know. It's between that and Under Night. If Under Night Embirth came out in the last 10 years, it might take the title of Killer Instinct for the best game to be. But
and that's the thing. I can't. When I decided that I wanted to buy this game, y'all, I realized this game had been out since 2018, if not longer.
Damn.
Yeah, Under Night's old. It's just like I said, I didn't want to play it with Country because Country was playing like an import, and I didn't understand none of the words on the screen. But when we started playing it in English, Under Night lit, y'all. Any of my FGC people out there, yo, give Under Night Embirth a spin. If you haven't played it, if you're not on to it yet, Give that game a spin. Yo, that gets the DJ Agony dope sign of approval.
I I agree. Under Night Embers is like one of those games you cannot miss if you love fighting game.
This is true. But play with friends who play it in English. Unlike somebody I know. Right there. Right there. But yeah, KI 2013, while I wouldn't say it's a bad game, I just think that was a very heavy statement to say it was the best game in the last 10 years. Like, that's that,
You gotta
that
look
that's
at
like
what
what.
came out in those 10 years.
But once again, my fallback on that was Tekken 7. Like, I just can't put that KI over Tekken 7. As much as I love MKX, I can't put that KI over Tekken 7. But Jones, you living in the past.
You live
While
in
Tekken 7 is a great game, Ray, it built up off this modern mentality of people want to see people get blown up. Well, touch of death combos run supreme.
But you know what? Is that not what Killer Instinct was built off of in the first place?
That's what it was built off of the first place, and it evolved past that. That's why I give it the props because they got different combo breakers and got shadow counters while you get. It's like a game of chess while you get comboed
Mm.
because it's so
If
many
nothing else,
layers.
Killer Instinct has the best sound effects ever. They hear that dude lock out.
Yeah, look, yeah.
I love that shit.
See,
And wait a minute, and that ain't even a good thing on the game, is it? You get locked out, that means you missed your break and you finna get your ass
Yep.
whooped.
Yeah, that's a different feature for KI because if you mess up that combo breaker, that's your ass.
Yeah,
so
but the
you
dude
can.
yells out, lock out.
So the thing about it is, so I'm gonna give you a scenario. Can you just a little scenario? You can
Mhm.
start your combo. You can you can start an easy looking combo, so they can tell which combo you trying to do. You can bait they combo breaker into a shadow counter. You see what I'm saying? You bait them into that by doing an easy looking combo. They can like, oh, he doing a light combo, so let me do this light counter, and you can just like, I got you, a shadow counter, and it'll trip double the damage of your combo, and they'll be
Wait a
locked
minute,
out.
so you can combo breaker a combo breaker?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
dude.
I would put KI 2013 as the most complex fighting game of the last 10 years. Because that just made my head hurt. And
Bruh,
I'm like a two-time college graduate, y'all, but I don't feel like it right now.
bruh.
It's just not there right now.
Hey, they put a lot into that game, and I was actually shocked.
I'm shocked and sad that it's only on the Xbox, so more people can enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have to agree with that too. It's an issue I have with exclusives, particularly when it comes to these fighting games. Like, I think fighting games should be across the board, cross platform, the whole nine.
Yeah,
Um, you know what I'm saying? Now with Horizon, whatever. Elden Ring, cool. God of War, get better. Because they were so bad the other day, Joe, they wouldn't even let me sell God of War 2018 at the store. They said they wouldn't even taking it. I said, well, fuck, it's a coaster now, then shit.
man. Whew. God of War 2018. That's another topic for another day.
That's a whole nother hour 28 minutes. But guess
Yeah,
what? Since it's my show, we keep going, y'all, because I ain't got to go nowhere till 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. But number 5, Joe. Now we in the top 5, y'all, and this is when shit just gets really messy. Like, clean yourself up. This is as good as it's gonna get, y'all, and it's gonna get worse. I promise
yeah.
you. We are
Now,
on a head-on collision with a fucking mountain in an airplane going 200 miles per hour. Like, it's about to hit. Shit's about to go down. Number
yeah.
5.
Hold on. Let me say this right quick. Now, while we finna get into this top 5, this dude here, he definitely about to cut up about this top 5. So just
Are you
wait
talking about
for
this gentleman right here?
this gentleman right here.
Right here? Okay, yeah. We got
I don't know what
we
you're talking
got
about.
we got the mute button already queued up because him, John Clyde, and fucking fucking Blade from Street Fighter the movie. Lord, let's get to this top five, y'all. Number five is Skullgirls.
Uh,
To be honest, that's really all we need to speak on with Skullgirls. If you have not played it, don't really break your neck. Like, look, this is how you play Skull. This is how you play Skullgirls, right? Go down to your local GameStop and say, "Give me Under Night in Birth."
ooh, that's a better. That's way better.
That's how you play Skullgirls. See how I did that?
Mm.
Walk into your local GameStop, get out the car. Some of them still got mass restrictions. Like you gotta go in, do your thing. GameStop still, they ain't there yet. Go to the Under Night, and I mean go to the counter at GameStop and say, "I want Under Night in Birth." And that is how you properly play Skullgirls. That is the most attention that this game is getting on this show. We're gonna put an X through it, and we're moving on to number four. See how we just did that? That game
Yep.
never happened. Number four. Me and Country have had some conversations about number four. And yet, in having those conversations, see, one thing y'all gotta know about Country challenges my nerd a few times. And I'm between the three of us, I'm in the middle in age, but I'm older than Country. But he challenges my nerd sometimes. I'm like, you're not finna out nerd me. I was doing this longer. I was doing this before it got cool. I actually made it look cool. You know what I'm saying? I was a nerd, still got, what I'm saying? I was the nerd without the pocket protector. Yeah, I watched the movies. I love Revenge of the Nerds, particularly part two. But yeah, nah, I put this nerd shit on. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you not finna out nerd me. I was back before this. I was back when anime dudes used to get cracked on. But at the same time, people would creep up on them on the lawn, be like, "Hey man, you would draw me one of them Dragon Ball Z pictures though." If for my girl, nigga lying, he finna put that shit on his wall too. Go tell that nigga to sign it and everything.
Let me see.
Huh? I mean, did you say you called 976?
Nah, I'm looking at something.
That was say, yeah, that's 976 right there. I'm about to hit them hoes up in a minute. Hey Jones, get your son. He calling the yes girls.
Hey man, that's showing our age right there, bro.
You don't have to be alone tonight. Here come the phone.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So number four is Dragon Ball Fighters. I like this game in a sense because I think this is the best Dragon Ball fighting game we've ever had. This beats Final Round GT. This beats what was that? Battle 22. Um I really liked Budokai 3. I really, really liked Budokai 3. I just think Dragon Ball Fighters is better than all the fighting games we had, but it's definitely not number four on this list.
No, definitely not.
Yes, girls. And look, appreciate you sticking around in the building, man. But nah, but yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters does not belong in the top five.
No.
I'm gonna be honest, I like Dragon Ball Fighters, but if it made my list, it would be in the teens. And truthfully, if these weren't DBZ characters, this game probably wouldn't make my list.
Yeah,
Yeah, I said
exactly.
that
Yeah, if this game wasn't
because
named Dragon
because
Ball,
it probably wouldn't make my list. Seriously,
yeah,
I
it's
would in my personal opinion, 65% of this game really is the nostalgia of running home from school and seeing Krillin get beat the fuck up
All the damn time.
after he throws the destructo disc. Yeah,
The greatest worst move
yeah,
of anime.
the fucking destructo disc.
yeah. This
Go
game
figure.
wasn't named Dragon Ball. This game would have failed miserably
Miserably.
because
You had it right.
it's nothing but a button master's dream come true.
But country, remember earlier when you were speaking on the original Killer Instinct and how you said it was all about turtling, waiting your turn, and then the blow up combo.
Yep.
Is that not what this is? what this is?
It is, but I gotta give Arc System some credit with this game. In recent years, they've been coming out with patches that's been fixing a lot of those core issues with the game. So they have this thing called in Marvel's Capcom is called a crossover counter, but in this game it's called Z change. So what a Z change is while you blocking, you can call your other character out and have him stop the other person from pressuring you. And that's something they came
Well,
out with in a later.
well,
Go
you
ahead.
know what would have fixed that would have been a push block.
That too.
Why
That
was
would
there
have fixed
not
a
a
lot.
push block? Should have been there in vanilla.
But it goes back to my point about modern fighting games. People just like to see the blow up. They like to see all offense. They don't like to see the neutral. And a push block puts people back at neutral. You got to find a way to get back in, and people don't like to see that.
I love push block personally.
Me too.
Push block reminds me so much of boxing. When we're talking about an actual boxing match, and you get caught up in the clinch and you push him off, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And now when you push him off, now we got space. Now we both have to figure out how to get back in, or I have to figure out how to keep you out, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Once again, like you said, going back to that neutral. I would prefer a push block, but I get what you're saying that you said it's called a Z chain.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know they added that.
Yeah. They add a lot of things. They added a lot of things to make the game more. They gave it more mechanics basically because the vanilla Dragon Ball to me was so dry, and people were saying it was
Oh my
better than
god.
Marvel, which was a fucking lot. That was a lot of me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Marvel Infinite got a bad shape because of the casuals.
Oh, Marvel Infinite.
Marvel
Mar-
Infinite was a solid. It was a solid entry to the Versus series, but like I said, the casuals had to open a big mouth because the game didn't look right.
my issue with Marvel Infinite was really the rosters. The rosters is what killed that game.
The MCU is what killed that game.
Big shouts out to Disney. Yo, we getting banned, y'all. We are getting the fuck. Yo, DJ Agony will never make it to satellite radio off this episode, y'all.
But on the real though, he got a point though. That's all on me. I mean, Disney did screw that game over. They wanted that game to be a promotional, like a basically a promotion for the MCU. So they didn't really let the Marvel characters.
Mm.
They didn't really let Capcom do what they're supposed to do with the game because they had their greedy hands in it trying to promote
Facts.
their movies.
Facts.
They
And
want
if you could, you look at the game of Tell, it was rushed. They had to get it out before that next phase of film schedule
yep,
come out.
yep. They wanted it out before Captain Marvel came out because you remember she was a feature in that game. She was like one of the main characters.
Uh huh.
So
But yeah, it's DBZ Fighters. While I will say this, like I like the game, but my love for that game is highly based on the nostalgia of Dragon Ball Z and not so much the game itself. Um, it would you okay, country? Would you say it had a neutral, a decent
DBZ,
neutral?
well,
You said,
DBZ neutral gets eliminated with the Z Rush.
well, they killed that, killed that. So yeah, it's not a technical fighting game. More so, it's really just balls to the wall, y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you want to smoke a little weed and chill, you play. You know what I'm saying? Some Tekken. If you want to see what crystal meth for cocaine is like, yeah.
That game is not in my top 10.
I'm gonna be honest. The sad part is mine neither. And I love Dragon Ball Z. Like I am a junkie. I am a fan. But this just ain't it. Like it was a good game compared to the rest of them, but to put it at number four,
Yeah.
put it at number four. That means This game now, just take inventory of this, people. Dragon Ball Fighters is over KI 2013, MK9, DOA 5, Blaze Blue, Tekken 3, Rival Schools 2, KOF 13. Yeah, it's over
And those are
those.
some niggas.
Yeah. Nah, it's a good game. It's a okay that goddamn good. Oh, damn it, I went out and I'm back. Oh, I'm here. But yeah, it's a good game. It's not a number 4 out of 20 game though. It's definitely
No,
not that.
that game wouldn't even crack my top 20.
I'm gonna be honest, it would probably be 20 or 19 for me. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, 65% of that is because I want to see Krillin get blown the fuck up. Like I'm telling you, like yo, okay, any DBZ fans in the chat right now, check in. But when Frieza held Krillin up in the air like this, Goku, and he like and he blew his ass up. Ghetto gold.
And Goku, like, help me.
Blew his ass up. This is after he was brought back to life from Frieza's second form when he ran the horn through his gut. Oh my god. Seeing Krillin get fucked up was like, oh, that was like the whole highlight of turning 16. It's like you get your driver's license, probably lose your virginity, and you see Krillin get killed twice in one saga. This is ghetto gold. This is ghetto gold. I'm telling you.
White
So
boy.
so now we in the top three, y'all. And when I told y'all it gets worse, it gets worse. Number 3 is the vanilla Street Fighter 2. Now, if anybody in the chat doesn't know what we mean when we say vanilla, a lot of fighting games come out with multiple versions of the same game to where they make improvements. You gotta think, in the days of Street Fighter 2, we didn't have online patches that we could download. So they just had to make another Street Fighter 2 with balances to it, with balance changes. When we say vanilla, we mean the very first version of that game. So in speaking that in the context, Vanilla Street Fighter 2 was the very first version of Street Fighter 2 where one, the black guy gets punched out in the beginning. I didn't like that shit. I didn't like it. Then also with this one, the 4 boss characters are not playable. So that left the roster at what, 8? I want to say
Eight.
the roster was at 8 for Vanilla 2. And country, correct me on this one. Vanilla 2 is where Blanca was just insane, right?
What game he ate to say though?
Okay, then there's that CVS 2. Yo, hey, Jones, all I got to say about CVS 2, AWA.
Absolute unit.
This guy, y'all. This guy right
Mhm.
here. Yep. Him down there. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those you'd have to be there. That this guy. Best thing happened for them folks, that computer overheated. So Vanilla Street Fighter 2. Now, here's my take on that. The fact that Street Fighter 2 is a pinnacle of fighting games. A lot of fighting games built a lot of things, even from stuff as small as putting the clock in the middle and the energy bars on the side. This is where all that came from. 2 guys, one on each side. We got because I'm gonna be honest with you. Who can tell me they remember Street Fighter 1? 1987 Street Fighter 1. If you even
Not
want to
many.
see what Street Fighter 1 is, watch Juice, the game that they're playing in the arcade, where he smacked Steel in the head, told him put 2 quarters in the game. That's Street Fighter 1. Do you remember that one? Me neither. So when 2 came out, 2 was that one that really it really put fighting games. It made people take notice to fighting games. My gripe with this one is that if they're gonna use a Street Fighter 2, it should not have been the very first one. Because you had Championship Edition, you had Turbo, you had Super, You had Super Turbo. What you had? Super Turbo Hyper Fighting. Uh, I think that was it for two, was it? Or was there more?
Champion Edition, Turbo,
Hmm.
Super
Hmm.
Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Street Fighter 2, and all. It was so many, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, now, I remember Hyper Fighting. But yeah, like, and I'm gonna let Country get on this because me and Country have had this conversation, and we actually agreed, y'all. Yeah, I know, weird shit, but we actually agreed that when it comes to fighting, to learning fighting games, Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo is the best game to teach you how to play a fighting game properly. Country, you'll speak to him on that.
Yeah. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, it'll teach you patience. If anything, it'll teach you patience. Because
And
if
let
you
you know
go
we're
against
talking.
a seasoned veteran in Street Fighter 2, and if you were patient, he'll rip you apart. Because that impatience leads you jumping. And you do not want to just jump in Street Fighter because that'll lead to blow ups. Big blow ups.
Hmm. Mind you, y'all, this game came out before there was a such thing as damage scaling. So when you got hit, you felt all of it.
Yep. It'll teach you neutral. It'll teach you how to stay grounded in neutral, how to get correct spacing, get safe jumps.
Yeah,
It'll
that's
teach
true.
you all that.
But I'm saying, I
That's
mean, you learn footsies.
yep.
This this game this game is a 0100 on footsies.
But that's only if you want to learn. Those people, most people don't want to learn stuff like that. It's too boring and all that stuff.
But we said they'll remain nameless. Hey,
And they did. They do.
Y'all ain't shit,
worth a damn.
especially this guy. This guy right
What?
here.
Right here.
This guy.
That's
What
right
guy?
here.
This guy right
Right
here.
here.
Throwing that blank square.
But yeah, Super Turbo is if you want to learn, if you want to learn not just Street Fighter, but if you want to learn fighting games, just from doing button commands, from learning your half circle back, your quarter circle forward, your quarter circle back, you know what I'm saying, your charges. This is the game to learn it. Not vanilla, but I'm gonna say ultra. I was finna bring out Street Fighter 4, which I ain't gonna lie, Ultra 4 was that bitch though. I fucking loved Ultra 4. I spent a lot
If,
of time on Ultra 4.
I'm gonna say
Spent
this:
a lot of spent a lot of gaming hours with Ultra 4.
if you know how to play Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo will teach you fundamentals. And if you know how to do the fundamentals for that game, you can pretty much take those fundamentals that you learned from Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo you can paste it on any
Anything.
other game,
Anything.
and
Anything.
you will get moderate success with the fundamentals from Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
That is true. That is a very factual statement. Because it was like, okay, when I first picked up Under Night back in January, um Country told me, okay, that character right there is a Shoto. Okay, I already know what that means. That means everything's about to be quarter circle motions. Cool, got it. That's a charge character. Oh nah, you don't want to do that one. That's a grappler right there. Okay, I already know. We talking geef, and I got to get ready to churn that butter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. But that's what I'm. But he is 120% correct that that game is the base bone rock of fundamentals for any fighting game you could think of. Any, at least 2D fighters, and truthfully, I'll even go into 3D fighters as well because stuff like spacing, pacing, and footsies, that's universal.
Yep, that stuff right there, universal. You can paste it on any fight game. Mark my word, you can paste it on anything.
These are actual facts. These are actual facts right here. Number two, they threw in Marvel versus Capcom 2. I remember this game playing it on Dreamcast. We had the boot disc. Y'all remember we had to put the boot disc in with the reindeer come up. They had to put the real game disc in right quick and hurry up so it start spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
You talk about
had
old school.
a lot of fun. And as I said, that's my freshman year of college, y'all. Power Stone 2 and Marvel versus Capcom 2. But Marvel versus Capcom 1, it came out at a time to where they couldn't make this big, robust roster. Marvel vs. Capcom 1, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. 16 characters, 8 on each side.
I don't think it's 8 on each side.
Was
It's
it?
more than 60 characters. It
I
was
think
more
it
than
was like
16?
24.
Let
Was
me
it?
see. Hey, I can pull the game up right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah, I know it wasn't as big of a roster as when they came out with Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
That
Let's
had to be
see.
one of the biggest rosters I've ever seen back then.
I'm gonna be honest, because MVC2 was what, 64?
56.
It was 56.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Ooh.
that translates to a lot of motherfuckers.
Boy, lie.
That was a big ass game though. And
Yeah. Which?
I remember when you got it on Dreamcast, they had all them question marks up there. And I'm talking about
Yeah.
you were on a mission to make up enough money so you go to the store. Here's the thing which y'all don't know though. Okay, let me speak to him on this one. When you go to the store was random. So if you go to the store now, you see a character in there you want, you don't have enough money. By the time you come back to the in-game store, that character might not be there. And so it was really such a guessing game as to whether your character was going to be in the store at this time. So what you do, you fought it out till you just made so much money you could buy the damn stove.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this about that game. And I know Country he can bag me on this.
uh,
Marvel 2 and Capcom versus SNK, by the way, which is not on this list anywhere, which is
Spoiler
again
alert.
asinine. Those were two games back in the day that you had to grind in order to unlock everything on those games, from the characters to the stages to the colors. You had to put in the work.
I forgot about the colors
Yeah.
because you had
Yeah.
to get that outline around their characters.
You had that
Oh, I
yellow
forgot about
outline
that.
around the characters.
Yes.
And then because like you had like I said, the colors, the stages. I think they even had like the music as well, dude.
Yep.
Nah,
You
it
had,
was just the colors of stages.
okay, yeah, you had to put in a lot of work for that game.
Color stages and characters.
So Marvel 1 had the base roster was 16,
Oh, okay, well, 16.
and so it had the secret characters. If you want to add in the secret characters, like the unique secret characters, which is Shadow Lady and
Yeah. It
Rogue,
was,
that's
yeah.
what
Fucking bro.
that's 18. So you also got Gold War Machine and
You had that orange venom.
the Orange Venom. Yeah.
Hmm.
So if you want to add those 21, so I mean, technically is what 20 characters? It's
Yeah.
one more secret character, I think. Lilith, that's 21. Yeah, I do have
Oh yeah,
21.
the Morgan spinoff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So if you want to add those are the secret characters. I mean, the
But to
roster was
go,
all right.
but even to go from that to like Jones said, 56 characters, the shit was nuts. But at the same time, though, that game was over the top. That game was broken, but we loved every over the top broken minute of that motherfucking game.
Now, Marvel 2 being at number 2, it could be there. It could be number 1. I mean, as long as that game is at the top 2, it doesn't matter where you put that game. So I can say they got that right at least in this list.
So So you said Marvel 2 has to be either one or two.
Yes.
Interesting. Interesting. Marvel 2 outside of Street Fighter Super Turbo. Super Turbo and Marvel 2 really made this thing that we call and we love the FGC into a global phenomenon.
Yes. So you, in anybody list, this is my personal opinion. You either gotta have Super Turbo in your top two, Marvel 2 in your top two, or CVS 2 in your top two. There's just no, or even Third Strike. There's just no debating about that stuff right there.
Third Strike, y'all, is not for the casuals. Third Strike is like that's where the grown people come play fighting games. That for grown folk. I tell you like this: Third Strike and CVS 2. And if y'all don't know what CVS is Capcom versus SNK. Pretty much basically saying you take the Capcom guys and the KOF Fatal Fury guys, and was it KOF
Art of Fighting.
KOF Art of Fighting, Sam Show, yeah, all them guys, and make them fight against the Street Fighter guys.
Nah,
Oh, and
CVS is
Kiosuke
that
on
store
there.
down the street.
Y'all, y'all
You know what? You know what? I
said
can't.
what?
No, no. Uh, we not
Yo,
doing this tonight.
y'all quit hating on boy Kiosuke. Y'all gonna quit hating on Kiosuke. I promise you. Had the best tag entrance ever. That dude comes in with a spin kick, blah. Next thing you know, and then leaves him in a bounce. So now you can
Yeah,
combo off that shit.
he got the Vegeta
Kiosuke.
syndrome. He got the Vegeta syndrome.
That's what we're not gonna do.
He
That's
got
what
the
we, you
best.
know
He
what.
got okay. He got the Piccolo syndrome. There, he got good entrances. When I was getting like
No,
folded,
no. That dude said the Piccolo. No, how do we go from Vegeta to Piccolo?
Hey,
Houseway,
they did have the best intros and then come in to get their ass kicked.
Houseway. How?
straight
I'm be honest,
folded.
man. Yo, Kiosuke. Well, as long as you had Kiosuke paired with Batsu, you was okay. Just make it through. You had Batsu there.
That suit was trash
What? Batsu was your baseball show though.
for a main character. He was garbage.
It's like saying Ryu's garbage, dude. What are you doing?
Man, that's
We're
a
live right now. That red button say we.
bat suit is a poor, a stripper version of Ryu. A poor stripper version.
He said that that's a jazzy tease to the Magic City.
I can't even say a poor man's because that's a disrespect. The poor man's.
Hey man, we only got one entry left, man. Somebody please get this dude out of here. He is just disrespectful right now. Oh God.
I love it. I love it. This is why I do this, y'all. This is what makes my Friday nights because you know what? It's uncut, it's unscripted, it's unfiltered, and it's dope. The fuck, yo. So I'm gonna give you a quick run through of the list right quick. We're gonna go from 20 to 2, and then I'm gonna give y'all number one and let y'all start throwing stuff at the screen simultaneously. All right, so number 20, War of the Monsters, garbage. 19, Def Jam Fight for New York, debatable.
Garbage.
What? Throw some at this motherfucker, I swear. Hey, number 18, Power Stone 2. Good enough. 17, Persona 4. I ain't finna read all that shit. Persona 4. Keep going. 16, Vanilla Darkstalkers.
Mm-mm.
15, KOF 13, Blasphemous. 14, Injustice 2, garbage.
Yes.
13, Rival Schools 2, debatable. 12, Sam Show 2019. Well, Samurai Showdown 2019.
No.
I got nothing. Number 11, Tekken 3, highly debatable. The one that they got right, number 10, Blaze Blue Central Fiction. They got that one right according to this gentleman right here. So no arguments there. Number 9, according to me, DOA 5 last round.
Mhm.
Good enough, as my dad would say, good enough for government work.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Number 8, MK9. 7, Soul Calibur 6. Very
Trash.
you're right, yeah. I would say debatable, but nah, it's just trash at this point. Throw that bitch out. Number 6, KI 2013. We got that one. Number 5, Skullgirls. That's all I got to say about that. It's garbage ass shit. How the fuck did this shit make the list?
At number
I said we
5.
weren't gonna give Skullgirls no attention, but that shit is garbage. And it's bad too. Number 4, DBZ Fighters, blasphemous. It should not be this high on the list. But however, everybody likes Goku. Go figure. 3, uh-oh.
Wow.
That's my that's my LF in the build to my LF, man. Go ahead and get through this goddamn list. But DBZ Fighters, yes, should not be number 4. Blasphemous. Number 3, Street Fighter 2 Vanilla.
Nah.
Right game, wrong version. Wrong. You wouldn't put Super Turbo up there, Jones?
Yeah, I put Super Turbo on that list. Not Street Fighter 2 Vanilla. That no.
That's what I'm saying. Right game, wrong version. Very wrong version. MVC2, we came to a consensus with MVC2. That's just what it is. Like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 just is what it is. It was broken, it was over the top, it was a fucking mess, and we had a ball playing it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Probably the best bullshit you ever had. Yo, speaking
Now-
of which, do any of y'all remember Shepherd's Pie?
Yeah, that mess of a meal.
But it was good as shit though. That was one of those ones where it was like moms just had to figure out what the fuck to make. I got potatoes, some vegetables, and some ground beef. This is about to happen.
You know what we call that?
What's that?
We call that goulash.
Goulash was there. I thought goulash was like a soup.
Well, that what my mom used to make. She used to throw ground beef, chicken, vegetables, and mix that shit in and say, we got some goulash. Yeah. Eat.
You know what? But really, all goulash means is just I'm just throwing some shit in here and making one meal out of it. So
Yep.
goulash is like really a generic term. So I get what you're saying. But yeah, MVC2 is goulash, y'all. But I be damn if we eat the hell out of it.
Okay. Goulash with some cornbread.
With the man, look, with the boot dish with the reindeer on it. Jones act like he don't remember the boot dish with the reindeer on it.
I'm gonna boot that shit up for you, Joe. That reindeer boot dish.
I remember because I got one from you. I had the real deal back in the day because I had a job and
you one of them fancy folks. All
right. Well, I was a starving college student at the time and bought the game on McAfee. Because
I was out on the street.
Anything, you could go get anything off McAfee and County Road.
You know what, man? I'm about to boot this nigga right here.
I was out on the street, John, struggling. I was in them streets. While you were sitting up in Beverly Hills, I was in them streets, John.
Can we just get a number one?
Hey, and I want y'all to know we do this on a daily, y'all. We do this on a daily, and it gets worse on Saturdays because we do this in person. We do this in person on Saturdays. Yeah, this actually happens, y'all. And guess what? Y'all just seeing 3 of us. It's like another 6 more that y'all ain't even met yet. Bruh. So eventually we'll get Wild Wayne in here. We'll get D-Dollar in here. We'll get Shells. I think we'll stop there. We would get Spud, but he got like 19 jobs, man.
Yeah, we gotta find Jackson.
Oh, he is alive. We do know that. Even though
we don't deal with Jacksons.
Hey y'all, I think we all in the penalty box.
Hey, that's what we do, man.
We in the penalty box. But like I said, it's like another six more, y'all. Um, but yeah, so number one, which is the total. This number one really is the biggest middle finger to every good fighting game I've ever played, to every competition fighter I ever met. To this is a middle finger to Antonio White. Now y'all might not know who he is. I'll tell you who he is. Antonio White is the dude that told me that the FGC existed. I'm thinking I'm just playing a few video games with some of the homies. We kick on each other ass. We drink some beer, blah blah blah. He said, "Nah, there's a money making thing with this." And I remember the first fight he showed me was Daigo. Daigo was fighting Isabashi Zangief in Street Fighter 4. And Zangief did that walk-in 720. Never seen it before. I didn't even know it was possible. I didn't know that there was a level of fighting game above just playing in the living room. But Antonio White introduced that to me. Big shots out to him. He, hey, get your strength back, man. We need to see you back on the bricks, bro, because you the reason why I'm here now talking about this in depth. And I know what the hell footsies are and all that shit. It's because of you working at the High Museum when we should have been guarding the art. It was just kicking good shit. But at the same time, I live by a motto: I act my wage. They
Hey,
paid me to kick good shit.
before you mention this number one, we finna upset those kids. And by me saying those kids, country, you know who I'm referring to with those kids. Go ahead and mention number one.
So number one out of all the games I just named, number one is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch. I don't even know where to start on this shit. We were talking about earlier with Arena Fighters and how you had how a fighting game is set up with a neutral space, and you have to pick your space. You invade somebody else's space, or you can zone them out of yours. All these mechanics and ideals are shot completely to hell by this game.
Hold
This
on,
game
hold
is
on, hold on, hold on, Ray, hold on.
go ahead.
Smash Brothers is not an arena fighting game. Smash Brothers is a platform fighter. So Smash Brothers is a tricky one. It has it has its moments of showing with flashing brilliance of like, damn, that is some super high advanced tech. And it has its moments of like, damn, that's just that's just child's play right there. It's it does it deserve to be the number one spot? No,
Hell
never.
no. I'm be
Does
honest,
it
it shouldn't even be
deserve to
on
be
the.
in the top 10?
I wouldn't even put this on the list.
Maybe.
Top 10?
Maybe. Melee. Smash Brothers Melee. I give Smash Brothers a lot of flack,
Okay,
but
so you gotta explain it to me because which one was Melee? Melee was the 64, correct? No.
the
Melee was the
GameCube.
GameCube. Okay, Melee is the one they pray to every night. Like so the Smash
Yeah.
community, like they have whole visuals where they pray to a GameCube sitting on the floor and they be like, nah," and they pray to it. They be like, Nintendo, I'm on Nintendo, and they love this game. So my
So
first really intro to Smash Bros. I played the 64. I played the 64, but the one that I actually got into and was like really playing was Brawl, which was on the first Wii, if I'm not mistaken.
so
I
think
played
of Smash Brothers Melee as the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo of the Smash games, the Smash lineup. It's like the best version of Smash Brothers you can play. Well, that's
better than
debatable.
Brawl
That's
because
debatable.
I like
That's,
Brawl. I thought Brawl was good. Brawl was the one on the first
ooh,
Wii, right?
yeah.
I like Brawl.
Brawl is probably the worst one to play
Ain't that a bitch?
because so Melee has a lot of advanced tech that you have to put into. And I'm all about tech and mechanics and learning advanced movement and stuff in fighting games. Smash Brothers has a neutral, which is good. It has everything that it takes to be a true fighter. The only thing that's probably holding it back to me is that you gotta go the extra mile to make it a competitive fighting game. Like you gotta take off all the items, only pick certain stages and stuff like that. Like if you gotta go through all that to make it a competitive fighting game, was it really meant to be a competitive fighting game in the beginning? Like,
Case in point.
but
Case in point.
it does have some room for in the competitive scene. It has some room in it. I give it that. I'm not going to just write it off because it's Mario and all that stuff. I'm looking at it from the mechanic standpoint and the fighting game standpoint. It takes a lot of skill to be good at Smash Brothers.
I
Yes.
mean, I could say the same thing about Tomb Raider, but does it go number one?
Tomb Raider?
Huh?
You said Tomb Raider?
That's what I'm saying. Tomb Raider is hard as shit, but just because it's hard, does it go number one on a fighting
Oh
game
no,
list?
no, no, no. I ain't putting it number one. No, Smash Brothers will never be my number one fighting game. But I'm just saying I'm not dismissing it. I know why Smash Ultimate is up there because it's the most popular game on that list. Hands down, the most popular game on that list.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I
That's
mean,
no
looking at this list though, if I'm looking at this list correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's the newest game on this list. The rest of these games got some age on them and compare. If I had one that was debatable, Dragon Ball Fighters. Dragon Ball Fighters and Smash Ultimate might
Sam
be
Show.
yeah, Sam Show was 2019. But like you said, Sam Show was a niche fighter. Like you just had to
Yeah.
like that shit to like it.
Yeah.
But between DBZ Fighters and Smash Ultimate, they were like they're the youngest games on this list.
And they also the most they got the most recognizable characters.
Popularity is everything.
Yeah. So, Smash Bros. It's gonna draw its fan base because who doesn't like Pikachu? Who doesn't know Mario? Who doesn't
Sammy.
know Sonic?
Right.
Who
But
doesn't
then
know
they
Sonic
started
the Hedgehog?
they started adding in hardcore fighting characters. Like didn't they have Terry Bogard as a DLC? And
Yeah.
So this is why they got Terry Bogard, Kazuya, and Ryu and Ken from actual
wait,
fighting games, in there.
wait, go back. Kazuya's on there
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kazuya.
from Tekken.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, but you know what? Doesn't Nintendo has the partnership with Namco?
hmm
Son of a
So
bitch.
here's the thing about you can tell this is why a debate arose in the Smash community between the Smash community and the FGC because when they added Terry,
You
they
mean
just
Kid with the hat?
yeah, when they added Terry into Smash Brothers,
You
they
said
just
kid with that.
they called him Ken with the hat, blonde hair Pokemon trainer, and stuff like that because they didn't know who he was.
Whoa! What?
Yes, those are the things they call it. Like, oh, they just added another Ken, another Shoto to the game. Why? What's the point of us having this character to the game? They could have chose all these other characters, and they chose a
Terry
Shoto.
Terry Bogard from fucking Fatal Fury is a staple.
They don't know that.
So who they want? Duck King?
Shake a tail feather for the Duck King, baby.
Ghetto go, people. I fucking love Duck King. He's my guy.
But then when the Kazuya came out, they said the same thing. Why are they adding another Shoto to Tekken? He's nothing but a Ryu clone.
I'm sorry. When it comes to button schematics, Kazuya's probably one of the most complicated characters that's not named Geese Howard.
I'm not lying to you. Look it up. Look it up. They got
I
people got
can't. I
videos.
can't. That's why I don't go to Reddit. I let you do all my Redditing. Is that a word? Redditing?
Yeah, it is.
It is now.
They're like a motherfucker. Because you know what? Country go to battle with us for us on Reddit. He is our Reddit goddamn representative and ambassador because I ain't got time for it. I kick your ass. Like I ain't there with the old text arguing. I just be like, look, meet me over here. I'm gonna kick you in the ass a couple times. And I know you a whole nerd, so you can't fight that good. But wait a minute. So they said Terry Bogard and Kazuya were just Ryu clones. So these
Yep.
people, so the Smash community didn't even know who they were.
Nope.
Oh, Niners.
I can't even put that on Niners because even Shelly know who they were.
Okay.
And Shelly is an old Niner.
Yeah.
Teeth and bone old Niner.
I got a problem with that. But you know what? Is if you think about it though, Smash players don't play anything else but Smash.
Nope. Yep. You're right.
But when you look at the rest of the FGC, you'll see a dude that'll play Tekken, he'll play a Street Fighter, he'll play a little MK, play a little KOF. You know what I'm saying? He's all over the place, which is why I still say that Smash doesn't belong in the FGC. Smash is a niche fighter. People who play Smash.
Yeah.
The rest of us play everything else.
I feel you on that one.
Even if it's Tekken Tag, we play that too.
Ooh, I hated Tekken Tag.
I actually liked it a little bit. Too hot to work. That one character out, y'all both die. That didn't work.
Oh, nah. That
But
never worked for me. And we were just talking about Street Fighter Cross
yeah.
Tekken earlier today.
Oh
And they had that
my
same mechanic.
god, bro, Street Fighter Cross Tekken could have been that deal. It
Yeah.
was there. It was there. She was
Hey,
fine.
it's this generation's
She
third
had.
strike.
You said what?
It's this generation's third strike.
Damn.
Oh,
that
no.
means we ain't gonna find out the genius of this game for another 10 years. Then is what you're saying. Wait a
So,
minute. So Cross Tekken came out what? Cross Tekken came out what? 2012.
yes, sir,
Yeah.
it did. Yeah.
Okay. So probably about next year we're gonna find out the
Yeah.
genius that was Cross
So
Tekken.
the
'Cause
crazy
it's gonna take about a good 10 years, maybe 15.
man, the crazy thing
But
about
yeah,
this
man,
list
like,
though,
Cross Tekken could have been that way. It's like,
the crazy thing about this list that they came out with for Watch Mojo, it's missing 3 key fighting games that I would definitely put in my top 5. It's missing Fatal Fury, Mark of the Wolves.
I
It's
was
missing
thinking,
Virtual Fighter,
that wasn't what I was thinking.
and it's missing
I was thinking, I figured you'd say that.
and it's missing
Missing
Capcom vs
CVS too.
SNK too. Like, how can you miss
Absolutely.
those 3 games out? How? It's impossible to miss those games out.
War of the Monsters.
War of the Monsters. Persona 4.
Def Jam.
Skullgirls.
Skullgirls.
Def Jam.
Soul Calibur 6.
Def Jam.
You
Yeah.
didn't keep hating on Def Jam, man. Go ahead, Def Jam. Injustice 2. Shit, while we at it.
But yeah, that's why this list is a total sham. It's like they didn't really do their research. They just Google popular fighting games and just threw them on the list.
Man, I mean, but you know what? Even though when CVS 2 was out and it was doing its thing, I didn't catch up on CVS 2 till later. Actually, when I made Country, and I was like, "Yo, this is a thing." And I was like, "Yo, when did this come out?" He was like, "It came out about 2002," and I was like, "Oh." I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. That was my sophomore year of college, 2002, 2003. A lot of it's still a blur.
Sound like a good time then.
I'm bad. I did everything but graduate from college that first time. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yo, This has been real. Like I said, I brought my personal friends through here. Like these ain't some guys. I was like, hey, how would you doing? Would you like to do an interview? No, these are personal friends. I know these dudes in real life. I work around the corner from country. Hell, Jones went to Southwest Cedar Grove, Southwest Cedar Grove. Yo, run around, man, and tell these folks, man, how can they find y'all and get up out of here? Tell them how they can find you, Jones.
Hey man, it's like I said earlier, if you want a good homemade pound cake, hit your boy up on Facebook and Instagram, Corey's Heavenly Cakes. I got you. Whatever you need, just let me know.
Hey, y'all, if y'all want my suggestion, get the little mini bunt butter pecan. Ask them for the mini bunt butter pecan. Tell them DJ Agony sent you. Now that ain't
Yeah,
gonna get you no money off, but he'll just know where it came from.
yeah. Ask them for some muffins too.
We at the end of the show and this dude's still acting up, man.
He's still awake, so yes, he could.
Bro,
No,
I can't with this dude.
country man, country. Matter of fact, you know what, country? Don't give him your social. Give him your PSN and tell them if they want that smoke where to find it at.
If you want that smoke in any fighting game, any time of the day, 7 days a week,
Did he hang up?
any day, just hit me up at Big Country
Oh
50
damn,
on the PSN. Just that. Big Country
big country,
50 on the PSN.
big
He be in Street Fighter, Soul
big
Calibur,
country 50.
Mortal Kombat, Under Night, Tekken,
Dead
Street
on
Fighter.
line.
If you got a PC, hit me up on
He
Fight
said
K. We get on Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Alpha 3, Alpha 1. Just anything. Just go.
if you want
Let's
your
go.
ass whooped on everything that ain't dominoes, Big Country 50 got that for you with your ugly ass. Hey,
Hey,
y'all
hey,
Oh,
already
we
know where to
we that
find me,
hype
man.
team. We that hype team for 'em.
and don't forget,
Oh, we do
ask
this.
Jones. I got hands. Just ask Jones.
Man, get up. Let's get up out of here.
Yo,
It's
y'all know where to find me. Y'all know where to find me at Dope Enterprise on Facebook, Dope Enterprise on YouTube, Dope Dot Enterprise on Instagram. We got way more shit coming up, man. We got more gear. We got more shows. Make sure y'all check me out next Wednesday on the Quick 30 to where I have another top 10 list. We're gonna kick more good shit. Next Friday, I probably have yet another guest. And we'll do this shit all over again. Same way I end this show, the same way I end every show. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. I am two-time ATL's hottest DJ, DJ Agony. That's Jones. That's Big Country 50 right there. And we out. Peace.
Hands.